Hello everyone, let's check Battletech encounters together. So the game comes in a very nice package. I really like the art on it, and also the extra detail on the indicator looks very nice. Content wise, the box is very simple. We have the rules, of course, and we have some tokens, credit and the victory point tokens. We have a censor and a noble patronage token. We have some dice. For me, I don't like the pointy dice, I prefer the rounded ones. But for the purpose it's completely fine. It technically is the same dice as the ones in the different Battletech boxes. We have some mercenary ID cards, let's say, that you can choose from whom you want to play during the game. All has different abilities, which is minor differences for the game. All has its benefits and disadvantages, let's say. And we have free deck of cards. One contracts, which is for collecting the specific victory points. Encounters is for the contracts to complete the contracts. And equipment cards, which helping during the encounters. The game itself plays very simple, so it's a very good and easy game to play with friends, or if you're meeting with them just during trash talking, it's easy to throw some dice. And technically the game plays the following: you draw two contract and you decide which one you want to complete. How many victory points you get, it's on the top right, in that case it's 2, and the effect the contract has during the completion on the bottom. Then you drew one encounter card, and it's again on the top right what's the target number you need to roll. And this one needs to be an exact number you roll with the dice, so it cannot be more or less. So it's a little bit tricky, especially in the beginning, until you have some equipment card. Because let's say if you have a target 4, but you cannot make 4 with the dice, it's immediately over. So it's very tricky. So in that case, the 10 can be made with the 2-5, for example. Or it can be made with the 6, 3 and 1. And then these dice are, let's say, logged on this encounter, and then you get the new one or the next one. And the way to complete the contract is that you need to deplete the dices you have. And this can be risky, because if you drew a higher number than 6, it means you immediately failed. So you need to be careful when you decide to go on. It's usually worth more if you have equipment, because this can help. But if you see you're going to fail, it's easier to say that okay, you're not going to complete it, and you just let's say stop the contract, and you receive the credits according to the ones you already completed. You receive as many encounter you completed. The different contracts can be difficult. For example, this DRON one is very tricky, because you need to think ahead when you want to quit if you see you're not going to complete it. The other ones giving minor effects, like modifying your roll or making it more difficult, for example in the helm one. Or simply you cannot maintain the weapons and so on. Maintaining the weapons is between the contracts, or end of the contract you just pay the cost and it's already usable in the next game. Equipment wise, there are different types: the autocannons, lasers, missiles, melee equipments, and the general ones. Effect wise, there is the ones that modifying the roll with a specific number, on each dice or on specific colors. Or there is the one which is locking your dice, which is also useful. The set is also good because you know which number you need, but if you don't have it, you just change it. And there is the wild one, which is also very useful, maybe the most useful, because it means you can change any of the dice you have to any number you want. So let's say you have the wild 3. It means if you have any 3 rolled, you can change that 3 to any number, which is extremely useful. Maybe one of the easiest way to complete contracts. And the trick with the equipments that you need credit to maintain them, it's the yellow icon. The green one is the cost of them. So you need to be sure that you get the money, otherwise it's very difficult to have enough money to use them always. Otherwise the encounters are going from 1 to I believe 13 or 14. So it's a little bit tricky to always manage to complete them, especially if you have a low dice count. There is a few equipment which helps you to scout ahead, let's say, what cards coming up, and you can decide if you want to risk it, let's say, or not. So it's a little bit more chanceful that you're not going to lose the credits, because if you fail the contract, it means you get 0 credit. Also, it's very funny because if you complete one contract, you can decide to open a new one without giving the turn to the next player. But in that contract, every completed encounter worth 2 credit. And this is very useful because this is a good way to farm credits. But again, if you fail, it means no credit and no victory point. So it's very tricky. And why it's also very, let's say, funny, because it's a dice game. So it's if the dice want you to fail, you're going to fail, doesn't matter. Because for example, in our first game, I had 0 victory point until like half the game, because I was always failed and I was not able to get any credit because I wanted to get more than 1, let's say, and just always failed. So it can be very cruel at the same time, but it's very funny. I really like the art on the encounters, to be honest. The Uzil one is very good, it's one of my favorite. And one of my other favorite, or let's say my most favorite, is just coming up, the one from the clan recognition guide, like summary book, and that's the cover on it. I just love it. So art wise and graphic wise, the game is very nice, so it's very good. Game factor wise, it's very simple, so it's not hard to make people come to play. Maybe it's funnier to people who knows Battletech, because for example there are contracts like Clan Hunter, and you get extra victory point for completing clan related encounters, and it's true for different type of cards. So you can make some nice combo, but it's still going to be a dice game, so you need to feel sometimes when you need to stop. The choosable mercenary factions are quite good ones. The Graded Legion makes your first equipment 1 fewer to buy. Northwind Highlanders worth more reputation to completing specific contracts. Eridani Light Horse start. No, you can a little bit change the contracts you drew, so you can have more option. Vaku Rangers getting the Censor token for rerolls. It can be also good, but maybe not the best. Kellhounds started the Noble Patronage token, just like technically free credits. The Wolf Dragons getting free equipment. Macaron's Armored Cavalry is gaining more reputation or victory point. The Century Lancers technically ignoring specific things during the game. It's very useful, but on the other hand, let's say you don't have the other effect that other mercenaries have, so it can be random, or you can decide which one you want to choose. It's up to the people you play. I think it can be maybe a good opportunity to mine your expansion for the game to add more mercenary commands or cards to the game. But all in all, in our first game it was a very simple one. We liked it, and it was fun to laugh on the specific turns, because for example one time someone chose the clan hunter and drew 0 clan encounter. So it was quite funny, so the extra victory point didn't work out. But generally I would say this game is very simple and technically, in my opinion, worth to buy, because it's very simple and very easy to teach to people. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.